willing to say, like, there's something that's a little bit off in this example. I don't know exactly what diversity competency to attach it to. And to some degree, we do want you to be able to really, for your own clarity of thought, and say, this is really a breakdown around this competency. But like what Chris and I were talking about was like, but also too, you know, as their staff members and for each other and for ourselves, is also to be able to, this is a very nice place. You're in a dark place right now. You're in a bad place. Like, you're not feeling good about this. I bet there are elements of each part of the scenario that we can relate to, or at the very least, having frustrations with colleagues, having frustrations with parents, in teaching, let alone anything else, right? Okay, these are things that actually happen. I think we can empathize, but I also think too that we recognize that people that are most skilled at problem solving and working with people are people that get out of these types of thought patterns that we're reading about. I mean, just really think about it. In any sector, someone is going to be more successful if they are the people that stop and they think about why they're making decisions they're making. They think about judgments that they're coming to, right? I mean, that's just really, I mean, we used to joke last year, this is like how to be a good person 101 or something. And in some ways it actually is. And I do think actually, I mean, even, you know, these were totally new terms to me last year, and it actually has really made me stop and think about certain things. It's like, wow, yeah. You know, I do have an archetype about that. I do have a bias about that. I do have like a very entrenched way of thinking about something, and maybe there's alternates to that. What a revelation. I mean, it actually really has to this point too about how we're always continuing to evolve. To that point, as mentioned beforehand, that one of the ways that we're going to make that come alive for our core members is through the content that's in the session, so the audio codes and things that I think sometimes are going to be startling. One thing I want to caution us against is vilifying the people that we're hearing. And I didn't hear anyone doing it, which is good. Like, I basically used her to start to put like, I can't believe that core member thinks that. Now, in fact, we can probably relate to some element of all of this and start, you know, pulling out for people what is really going on in this scenario. And then the second thing is, like I said, ourselves being able to generate examples where we tell a story about a time where we ourselves felt susceptible. Remember, one of our objectives is that all core members feel susceptible to falling into these traps, and tie it back to the diversity competencies. So, like the example I told, I might say, you know, that was a very clear example of, I don't know, maybe you guys can help me, like an archetype or a bias that I had, or I had this picture painted of like the benevolent, you know, hard-working, poor parent, I think. And I thought that was a good thing that I thought that way. But really, cast a very wide net on what the experience of parents would be and started making decisions for them. Didn't give them the choice. Didn't say, if this is an opportunity you'd like to take with your child to do this project at home. If there had been one or two kids where their parents couldn't do it, which you would find, again, in any strata, in any classroom, richest school, poorest school, whatever, I made those decisions for them. And there were repercussions for that, both for my interactions with parents and actually probably the achievement of students. Like, that might be the way I connect that back. You know, and to make the point that, like, man, maybe if I'd had DCA prior to that, it would have jogged that for me earlier. Luckily, I happened to have this experience where I happened to be standing in the hallway this morning and see it, and it, like, hit me on the head. What if that hadn't happened? What if it had happened 3 years later? So maybe I would have taught for, you know, 3 years without having this realization. So that, to me, is like the types of stories you want to tell. So we're going to practice that. And you might not have one sort of ready, but we're going to actually spend time right now where for 7 minutes, like if you can just get with the person next to them, talk about an experience you might share. Try and tie it to the diversity competency. Try and sort of tie it to the impact that it had on the teacher actions, and then you can switch. Okay? Let's do that. So 14 minutes.